Have faith. Let it begin. Hello, everyone. This is Angel. I hope all of you enjoyed your 4th of July, and it's now Friday, and the weekend is here yet again. I hope everybody enjoyed their fireworks, their family, their friends, and I hope every one of you are ready for another weekend and another opportunity to spend with your families. If you're working this weekend, which I know I am, take it all in. Remember to praise and bless each and every day, because this is the day that the Lord has made, so let us rejoice and be glad in it. Last week, I said to you that I would be sharing more and more stories, so let's get right to it. I have been with my wife for over 11 years, and when I met my wife, it was quite of a surprise because I had, and we'll talk about this in other stories of my past, but I went, after a big breakup that I had in 2001, I had a 6-year hiatus. I did not get myself involved in a relationship. I focused my attention on friends and my career, and eventually I decided to leave Rhode Island after being there for 6 years and to go back and finish my college. When I enlisted into college, I reunited with 2 friends of mine that I went to high school with and also spent some college with. Their names are Randy and Heath. We were able to rekindle some friendships and start hanging out again. Eventually, one day, I was asked to go and hang out at Randy's house. It's a funny story because the whole time I knew Randy, I knew he had a little sister, but I did not know that his sister, I never knew what his sister looked like. I never had a chance to see his sister or meet his sister. It seems like any time I've ever went over to his house, they were away on vacation, and quite frankly, I just never saw pictures, which I find out years later they were always up on the wall, but I guess my mind was not set on looking on walls and pictures. Well, I went over to his apartment at the time, and let me just give you my mindset. At this point, I was done with relationships for a while, and I needed to put my school first, and I guess that happens when you're finally not looking, they say, is when you finally find someone. I walked in, and I saw his sister, and I was taken back. I was surprised that, to be honest with you, I didn't see how beautiful she was. I didn't think just like the way I'm talking right now is exactly how I felt. Let's just put it that way. I was just like, wow, she's a cute little girl. She's definitely beautiful. So, we hanging out, everybody's having a good time, and eventually she had said that her back was hurting, and I guess the little slick style that I don't have anymore. I don't have those moves anymore, but I asked if I could give her a massage, and she was okay with it, and I can honestly say the rest is pretty much history. We hit it off pretty well, and I asked permission for Randy to take her out on a date, and he gave me his blessing, and one day I'll get in detailed as to our first date, and I'll tell you all the funny things that happened along the way as I discuss our road to marriage. But this is the part of the story that I really wanted to talk to you about. We were married in June of 2015, and when I first met Rachel and we started getting more and more deep into the relationship, it was very, very clear that she did not want children. I always pictured myself married with children, and for some of you right now, they may be thinking, wow, that's definitely a deal breaker for me. I can honestly say, at the point of my life at that time, it was not a deal breaker for me, because at that time I had met somebody who treated me very well. I've never been treated so well. She treated me, I don't even want to use a cliche. Let's just say she just treated me so well, there was no way that I was going to back down or back away from that. Now, I did let her know that I did want children, and one day, and I'm hoping, that things could change, and we kind of left it at that. I prayed about that for the longest time. I did not pray for her to change her mind. I prayed to God to allow whatever He felt was the right thing for our path to have happen. I said, God, if you think that we are meant to have children, let it be. So, as the years went on, Rachel and I encountered many obstacles, as do many relationships previous to our marriage. We had a couple incidences where the relationship almost failed. But thanks to her brother, who stood by me and helped nurture us through one of the most difficult times. Thanks to my friend Brian, who you've heard before on this podcast. Thanks to Sigfredo and to Chip and to some of Rachel's friends. Tiana, Ashley. A lot of you were a huge instrumental part in keeping my faith strong. Another individual named Christine stepped up to the plate. And all of this ties into friendship. And you've heard this story this week about friendship. A lot of these people stepped up. And they were able to take a neutral stand and really listen to what I had to say. And really keep me on the right path. Thank you to God and to my faith. I've always been taught it is good to forgive. And that's what I did. I forgave. I moved forward. We eventually bought a house. Rachel and I truly never fight. We bicker, because I'm a stubborn guy. But ultimately, I have never once told her what to do. And she has never, ever made me do something that I never wanted to do. We're a cohesive unit and a team. And I'm grateful and I'm blessed that we work well together. Fast forward to 2018, March. By now you've heard all of my stories. By now you've heard a lot of these different types of shows. And you've heard me discuss about patience in prayer, about God hearing your prayers. Even though He will not answer them to you vocally, He will show you in ways that you cannot even begin to imagine. So, in March, God has planted us with a new seed. And this November, my wife and I will give birth to our first child. 11 years ago, I would have never thought that they would ever come. 5 years ago, I would have never thought that would come. But I had faith. God has a plan. God is changing our lives. And as I stated last week, I was going to have news for you. Well, the news happened on Friday, June 29th, when we learned that our child that's being brought into the world is going to be a baby girl. I am so overjoyed with happiness. I have so much love in my heart right now. And I am so grateful to the Lord for providing me with something that I never dreamed would happen, but I had faith that he had a plan. So here's your message for today. Prayers don't happen and don't get answered maybe right away, but they do. In the tragedies that happen, in the triumphs, in the backlash, in the negative, in the positive, on the good days and on the bad days, God listens, He hears your prayers. He eventually answers them, sometimes in ways that you don't want, but in others, is as if He hugs you and smacks you in the back of the head and say, listen up. It's time. I'm going to be a father. And I've been saying that for almost 3 months. I'm going to be a father. As I drive to work this morning, I picture the smiling face of my daughter. I picture her and then I see this light shining from above, because I know that God is with her, He's with us, and He's listening. I wanted to share that story with you today. I don't really have a formal ending because it's something that just came straight from my heart. But as the months and weeks come by, I will be sharing with you until ultimately we give birth to our child. I will keep you posted. And I thought it'd be the right thing to do is to share that with all of you. Because we now, all of us, here on this podcast, on this channel, are a family. We're a family of trust. We're a family of faith. We're a family of friendship. And I'm hoping that my stories, my struggles, and all my future episodes continue to help you each and every day of your life. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you all again Monday morning. Have faith. Let it begin. I'm going to be a dad.
Don't you see that your faith is coming alive? Don't you see that it's tested every time? He's the one that makes your life divine. He's the one that makes you feel fine. Your faith being tested.